Hey everyone, my name is Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the books that I bought in February. It's a little bit of a haul compared to last month where I only bought a couple books. Not too many, but some, I guess. Okay, so let's see. Where should I start? First, I found this at my local used bookstore. They don't often have horror, but I have found a couple good things there. A couple good vintage books too. So this is The Resort by Bentley Little. It seems like it's a book about like a fake cryptid that starts attacking people. And it seems like it'll be a lot of fun. I really want to read this. I think cryptids are a topic I want to do for a trope video soon. So if you have any good recommendations for stuff like that, I think I want to read The Spirit by Thomas Page. I still haven't read that. There's a couple others that I have. What else? Maybe like some of Hunter Shea's books seem like they involve stuff like that. So I'm rambling. That is The Resort by Bentley Little. I also bought a copy of True Crime by Samantha Kolesnik. This is about two siblings, a brother and a sister. They live with an abusive mother. And one night she just goes too far and they end up murdering her and running and performing like a cross-country murder spree, which kind of reminds me of Natural Born Killers, except for like their brother and sister. So like don't be weird about it, I guess. I don't know, maybe it does get weird. I've never read anything by Samantha Kolesnik yet. So I don't know. I was really attracted to the cover of this book though. It's super cool. Super cool. And it even has this little pseudo fake FBI warning thing. There's an advertisement for Ketchum Plumbing on the back. I was lucky enough to find a copy of Water Baby by Patricia Wallace. This is one that's it can be very expensive if you're looking for this one on the internet, because I'm assuming of its cover, because honestly I've only read one of Patricia Wallace's books and it was like so bad. So I can't imagine, I'm sorry, maybe this is really awful for me to say because I've never written a book in my fucking life, but I can't imagine that the content is that great. But I could be wrong. I'll have to read this. This is about a young girl named Kelly. Her family has, I think, recently been in a sailing accident and they all died except for her. So now she's living with an aunt and she's kind of a weird child and strange like water related deaths start happening to, I don't know if it's like people who pick on her maybe. Yeah, because it seems like her schoolmates bully her. So she's killing him with the water somehow. She's a tiny water baby, except I don't think she's a baby because why would she have schoolmates if she's a little chubby baby. It's a good cover though. Next here, I don't know, are these even worth talking about? I guess kind of, because it's a little bit of a controversial topic on whether or not you should sell advanced rating copies. I don't think you should, because they're promotional items and some authors have to pay to have those printed, so it's kind of, I don't know, donate them or something is my opinion on it. But I ordered this from thrift books and I feel like I'm constantly defending thrift books because if nothing else, even if you do get something that's like the condition isn't as good as it said it was going to be, or you know, something's mixed up, I'm not going to say that that hasn't happened because I've literally been ordering from thrift books for 7 fucking years and I can only count a handful of times where something has been messed up so bad where I have to contact their customer service. But I did it this time because this has happened a couple times where they send me an art copy and I'm like, I'm not paying for this shit. Not that it's shit. I don't mean like the book is shit, but I mean like you shouldn't be selling these in my opinion. And it says on them, do not sell these. And also these are sometimes unfinished, unedited copies. So why would I pay money for that? Why would I want to spend my money on that? So they sent me this and then I contacted their customer service. They're like, so sorry, sending out a new one. This is another art copy of this book. They sent me another one. What the fuck, Thrift Books? I'm a little forgiving about this though, because it is signed. Not to me, to somebody named Nandleo? I don't know, I'm not familiar with that name, but that's not me. But I'm going to keep this and also, I guess, try to find a different copy of this book. I'm a little bit salty about it though. I don't think that you should sell those. I think that maybe you should give them to Goodwill or your local women's shelter or something like that. Stop selling these books, Thrift Books. Stop making money off that. I think that's weird, and that's the only thing I can't defend. Okay, anyways, that's my rant of the day. Next, I found a copy of The Nazi Doctors by Robert J. Lifton. This is a study, I guess, on psychology, on the medical history of the Holocaust, on like the psychology of genocide. I think it even says that on here. That's why that was in my brain. I think that's very interesting. I think it talks a lot about Joseph Mengele, which is an interesting topic to me. I always feel weird saying that I'm interested in stuff like this because it's such a awful time in history, arguably maybe like one of the worst times in history, one of the worst events in history. So I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I don't even know, how do I wrap this up about this book? I don't know. I'm just gonna set it down. So anyways, I also found a copy of The Rising by Brian Keene. This is maybe like his most well-known book. This is like the zombie one. I think there might have been a movie, and it's about this guy who, when the zombie apocalypse hits, he's away from his son, who he then tries to go and rescue, find, something like that. This might have come at the very end of January, possibly, but this is Let's Go Play at the Adams by Mendel W. Johnson. This is one of the, I think it's like the second to last of the paperbacks from Hell reissues done by Valancourt Books. I think the next one is the last one. I think that they've confirmed that they haven't, they're not going to do a third wave of them, which makes me so sad, but there are others in their store that I need to buy that they've already reprinted, like Hellhound by Ken Greenhall. Is that his last? Yes. Also Elizabeth by Ken Greenhall. There's a couple other ones. There's like Slime. I don't know. There's some of them. I'm not gonna list all the books that they have there. What's Wrong with Me? So this is about a group of kids who take their babysitter hostage and torture her, and it's pretty notorious, and that's all I know about it. Then I found Nailbiter Volume 2. I have a really hard time finding this, like, when I go to Barnes & Noble. I look every fucking time and it's never there. So I found a used copy of it. It's pretty gently used, I guess. It's a little more beat up than my other copy, but I'm excited to read this. This is, or the first one at least, is about this serial killer who's nicknamed Nailbiter because he always chews the nails off his victims, which is very fucking gross. And he's like asked to help catch this other killer. And that's like what the first one's about. So this continues on with that. I like it. The artwork's not my favorite, I guess. Not like the most goodest eye-catching artwork that I've ever seen, but I think it fits in with the story, so it's a good one if you like horror graphic novels. Had to change my battery, but I'm back. Oh, my wrist is so beat up. I think I'm just gonna chop the whole hand off. Next I found The Aqualight by Nick Cutter. It was not $20. Who would pay $20 for a paperback like this? Who would charge that much for it? I want to know. So I found a used copy of it, obviously. This is one of Nick Cutter's books. You know, people always talk about The Troop, they talk about The Deep, they talk about Little Heaven, but I don't ever hear anyone talk about The Acolyte. And I want to read it because I liked the 3 of his books I've read. So this is about a man, it seems like this takes place in a dystopian future maybe. This man works for the New Bethlehem Police Department, and if that gives you any clue on how this is gonna go, this is a highly religious community. I don't know if everyone in this world is highly religious. Well, I mean, I guess I know that they're not, because his job is like to hunt down heretics. So, I don't know. From the back of the book, it seems like he starts to question maybe his own faith. And I don't know. That's all I know about this. That's all I really want to know. It seems like the chapters are very, very short. So I think it'll be a quick read. I don't know. I don't know going into this really what it's going to be like. But I'm curious and I want to read this. I also picked up a copy of Fiend by Harold Schechter. He is a very well-known true crime author. You know, you think of him when you think of like Anne Rice and stuff like that, but he tends to not do as many, it seems like less domestic stuff like Anne Rice does. He focuses more on serial killers. He's done books on Belle Gunness. He's done books on Ed Gein, on Albert Fish. Was Albert Fish a serial killer? I don't know if he, I don't know. Anyway, so this is about Jesse Pomeroy, who I actually like don't know very much about. He is apparently the world's youngest serial killer, and that's about all I know about it. So that's all I want to know. That's all I know. Found a copy of Under the Dome by Stephen King. This is, I don't know, about a town that gets a dome put over it and they don't really know why. So I don't think I own any other copies of this, like not even a paperback. I haven't read this one at all, so here it is. I found a nice used hardcover copy of it. I don't know, it seems like people, it seems like this one's really hit or miss. I tried watching the, was it a TV series that they did? And I watched like one episode and it's like, and that's it. Okay, just a couple more books here. I also, actually Zach for Valentine's Day got me The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I don't think I'm pronouncing her last name right, so forgive me. But this is about an orphan girl named Rin, and she, there's like some sort of test that this society gives its youth, and she scores very high on it, and she gets put into this like military school, and I don't know if they train her to become a shaman, or if this is something that, if this is like more of a magical ability that she might have, but she becomes a shaman. And this is like their society, their world is on the brink of another war. They call it the Third Poppy War, so I'm assuming it's the third one. But I don't know why it's called the Poppy War. So yeah, it seems like it's gonna be good. I'm really interested in the whole like school thing. I like that. I really loved that in Red Rising. Obviously Harry Potter, you know, magical schools. I like that. So I'm interested in this. Or I guess schools that are unlike things that we would go to in our world. I don't know. It doesn't necessarily, they don't necessarily have to learn magic, I guess, because Red Rising certainly wasn't that. Actually, that was a military school too. So anyways, I think this is going to be good. This is a series I'm going to start this year. I am. Because he also bought me the second book, The Dragon Republic, and he found a signed copy at Barnes & Noble apparently, which is super cool. So there's that. I haven't read the synopsis for this at all because I'm not a monster. What did you... My god, you guys. Okay, I also found a copy of Dolores Claiborne. This is in the, whoa, the hotter editions of these books. It's been a long time since I've bought any. But this is one that is super expensive. When you look for it, it's like $100 bucks. And I found this one for $16 fucking dollars. So like, it's a little bit cocked. Hopefully I can fix that. But I am just super blown away that I was able to find a copy of this, because this is one on my list that I have like maybe four or five that I need to get to like complete my collection, and this is one that it was like, I have to be okay with maybe never having this, but I found a good copy. I'm very excited about that. Found this at my used bookstore. This is The Power by Naomi Alderman. This is another dystopian book, and in this world, women and like teenage girls get this like electrical power that I guess comes out of their hands. I don't know. I was reading the synopsis of this. The flick of their fingers. Oh, it just says an immense physical power. I don't know why. I was thinking about electricity, but it seems like this will maybe go into how their world changes after women and young girls get this power. This is another one though that I've heard kind of mixed things about, so I'm really curious to read this and see what I think of it. I also bought a copy of Salvaged by Madeline Rue. She is a young adult. I think she's written primarily YA horror. I've never read any of her books before now, but this one really interests me. This is about a woman. Her name's Rosalind DeVar, and she is what they call a space janitor, which I think basically is like crime scene cleanup in space. So she's cleaning up, she gets sent to clean up this ship, and on this ship there is a fucking space parasite, and you checked all my fucking boxes, Madeline. I'm very excited to read this. I ordered this actually. This was, I tried this new site that I heard of a couple months ago, before it was like ready to be opened. I think it's just called The Bookstore, which is why I can't remember. Oh no. Oh, it's called Bookshop. It's really hard to find. Okay, so they really need to work on their online presence, I guess, because it's just called Bookshop. Bookshop.org also, because there's another thing that's called thebookshoponline.com, and it's not that. This is bookshop.org, and they're trying to be an online retailer, sort of like Amazon, but an online retailer where you can order things online and pick them up at your local bookstore, or I think a certain amount of every purchase gets donated to bookshops in your area, which is very cool. You can look up where your local bookshop would be, although mine is just so fucking sad because I live in a very large city. We have a population of almost 1 million people, and there are 0 bookshops. There is Barnes & Noble. I shouldn't say 0. There's Barnes & Noble, and then there's a used bookstore, and that's it. That's it. There is 1 million fucking people who live here. It is so culturally devoid, it makes me stir crazy. It's worse than the tiny small town that I lived in when I lived in Minnesota. It makes me fucking crazy. So I'm at least, I don't know, trying to give back to bookshops in LA, I guess, because that's where my fucking money goes when I order from bookshop.org. Holy crap. So this was the experiment. I bought this to see what it was going to be like, and it wasn't as fast as like my Amazon 2-day shipping thing, which I don't typically like to do anyways, because I'm hoping that maybe if I don't rush my order, maybe that alleviates just like a tiny fucking bit of the pressure put on Amazon warehouse employees. I know I just shouldn't order anything from Amazon at all. So I'm trying this. I'm not sure what the price difference would have been. I should have looked that up. I'm assuming it'll be a little bit more expensive ordering from bookshop.org, but maybe that's just the price of being a better human. I don't know. Not everything can be so convenient, I guess. That's my second rant. I said there was gonna be one, but there were 2. So, okay, oh my god. All that I have left here are my Nightworms books from this month. We got Lullabies for Suffering. This is an anthology. I think the whole theme this month was addiction horror. So there's also All Smoke Rises by Mark Matthews and Green Kangaroos by Jessica McHugh. I will leave a thing, I can't remember, a card up there if you want to watch the whole unboxing. I'm not going to go through the synopsises here, but I did in that video if you're interested in that. So that's all I have here. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I can't tell you how appreciative I am that you guys take the time out of your day to look at my dumb face and listen to the dumb words that come out of my mouth. I'm so grateful. So anyways, that's enough of being sappy, I guess. I will see you guys later.